Good evening, good evening, good evening. My name is Richard Lewis Brown, Local 1000 President. Today is March the 16th, 2022. We have a lot to talk about this evening. I don't know how long this will go. I'm trying to let people into the waiting room on Zoom while I go Facebook Live. The person that was helping me wasn't able to help me tonight. So I'll do the best I can. If I don't recognize your number, then I won't allow you to come in. And I'm still admitting people. Hold on one moment here.
Join the meeting.
I want to make sure everyone's able to get in. This is going to be an easygoing night. And I've been asked by some people to not let certain people on if they feel that they're going to cause confusion and dissension. And hopefully we won't have any of that tonight. So, we are still letting people on. And, all right, so we're going to get started.
Please mute self if you're not.
Yeah,
Talking.
so as you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with our union. As you know, my name's been in the paper since the time I arrived on June 30th, even before I came, when they announced on May 24th of 2021 I won the election. So a lot of people have questions about who's in charge of the union, and the courts issued a TRO against me.
Shirley Fisher.
And
Join the meeting.
I think the court date is March the 25th. Please mute yourself. So the court date is March 25th in downtown Sacramento.
Rebecca. Join the meeting.
So here, I'm going to mute everybody. All right. People are wanting to know, how did we arrive at this point? Well, it is everyone's opinion on how we arrived at this point. So I'm just going to let people ask questions, and I will try to answer your questions to the best of my ability. I know people have a lot of comments they'd like to make. And as you know, Local 1000 listens to you. So I'm hearing that the Zoom link isn't working. Well, I have people in the Zoom with me, so let me see if people want to ask questions.
Join the meeting. Join the meeting.
Richard,
Yes.
are you still the president of SEIU? Because today someone called me, vice president called me saying you're no longer the president anymore.
So someone called you and told you I was no longer the president.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lie. I'm still the Local 1000.
SEIU called you.
Yeah, well, that's a lie. If you have that person's name, you can email it to me. That's a lie. That's slanderous, actually. I am still the president of Local 1000. I'm sorry, say again? All right, so can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Very good. Does anyone have any more questions? I am still the president of Local 1000. So, I've never seen it this quiet before. Maybe I'm missing the hands raised. I'm looking.
I have a question.
Yes, Yolanda Williams, please.
My question is, are they going to strip all the people that you put as stewards away, strip them from being stewards now? Because I heard on their Annika speak, just got that. They said something about they took Cheryl's job, or something like that. And they're thinking about possibly, doing some other stuff because, as Annika said, I wasn't the one who appointed the person.
Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't worry about that, Yolanda.
no?
No, I wouldn't worry about it. too many people are worried about this and about that, and at a certain point, you have to just keep the faith in your higher power and go forward.
I have a question.
Yes.
This is DLC President 772 Mary Dela Cruz. I have a lot of members in my DLC that are concerned about members' monies perhaps being spent on litigation. Can you speak to that? Do you know anything?
No, I'm unaware of this.
I did, send out an inquiry to our VP of Treasurer, David Jimenez, but I have not heard back from him as of yet to be able to answer my members. I just wanted to know if we had any knowledge of that.
No, I'm not aware of this. There's a lot of rumors going on right now. And, I would tell people to not get caught up in rumors, to stay positive. And, a lot of emails are going out stating different things, but these things are untrue.
Derek has his hand up.
Okay, let me get to... Yes, Derek.
Yes, good evening, Mr. President. I do have a couple of questions. Well, actually, it's just mainly one question. I had a lot of people. I wasn't on
Join the meeting.
the call that was hosted by the VPs the other night, but someone sent me a timestamp and they wanted me to see one particular clip from that meeting, and they had some questions on it. And the question was, the VPs I don't know if it was just them being, facetious or not, or if they were being serious in that moment, but they were making comments at one point, and the comment got mentioned from their quote chair that they appointed, where he made a comment about, well, I don't know if the VPs don't like me this Saturday, then they can just throw me out and pull someone else in. Does this sound like normal practice? That's my question. I mean, something's not right here.
So listen, everyone knows that this person that refers to himself as the chair, this is not right. And I didn't call for these meetings. And by the policy file, I called for the meetings. Now, you know that people say, well, you were suspended. No, I suspended 3 VPs first. I said this over and over and over again. So any of these meetings they're having are invalid and improper. So you say, well, Richard, how do you know that they're really invalid and improper? Well, I guess we'll find out on March 25th or sometime after that about these
Join
meetings.
the meeting.
So,
So all that they're doing, Richard, right now with the policy changes and having hearing reps appointed for HR ones and all that, are you saying that it's going to
Join
be
the
reversed
meeting.
when you go to court when you win?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying don't believe all these rumors and lies that you're hearing. And for me to say, hey, I know exactly what a court system would do. Nobody knows exactly what a court system would do. Nobody knows. You don't know until you go.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to see, they're doing these things, and I'm just saying, is that going to stand, or you're just going to let them continue? They can just continue to do what they're doing until the court makes the decision.
As you know, in the TRO, they've suspended me, and I don't currently have my powers. So once the court makes a decision, then things will fall out the way they do.
Thank you.
Okay. Here, so I see a hand raised. Let me go down to Kay Tucker. Go ahead, Kay Tucker.
Hi, good evening, Richard, and to everyone here on the line.
Yes.
I would like to say that I believe, and I know we shouldn't get caught up on our own personal feelings, but I really believe this is
Join the meeting.
This situation is that at hand here is personal. I think that there was a witch hunt, so to speak, a man witch hunt to begin with. ever since you became
Join
our
the meeting.
president. They didn't like it. You are the first president that has provided transparency. You are the first president has allowed us, just regular union members to be involved,
Join
to
the meeting.
have a voice. You're the first president that has given us what am I saying? What we're doing now. Of course, we didn't have Zoom years ago.
Right.
A platform. You're the first president that has given us a platform for our voices to be heard.
Join the meeting.
In a way that everyone has an opportunity to hear the voices. You're the first president that has the transparency of as far as the funding. I don't know where this whole idea and all these statements come from these folks that make all these erroneous allegations. But I want to say, just as one of the little people, that I totally support you. Like I said, I didn't even know. I've been working for the state of California for 25 years, and I've never had an encounter or really know our previous presidents, nor the rest of the folks that were her supporters there, right? So I just want to encourage you. I think you know what it really is from your perspective of who you are in America. You know, and you know what this is, and I want to encourage you, and I will certainly be lifting you up in prayer. Because this, I know what it is. This is the enemy is on attack, and another thing I wanted to point out. It's interesting that folks can do all sorts of things to point the bad finger toward our current president without any consequences. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay, and wait, what was your name again, ma'am?
My first name is Kathleen.
Kathleen Tucker. So, Kathleen Tucker,
Join the meeting.
thank you for calling in. I see a person's texting me, Jerry Lee Fisher. If I don't recognize your phone number and I don't see your name, then I'm not letting you in. So here, I'm going to let some more people in. And give me 1 second here. And then I'm going to go back to what Kathleen said, because I never have spoken to Kathleen before, and I want to thank her for calling in. She mentioned about it being personal. And I would tell anyone that anytime you run for a position that's considered a political position, it's always personal. And then she talked about the transparency. Many people have come to you and told you that they're transparent, they're for the members, and they're for creating change. But that's not the truth. I've always been the only person in this union who's been transparent. You didn't know anything about the credit cards until I put them up. You didn't know anything about PowerPoints and going back in history and talking about prior elections and where we spent our money and about our grievance process and how we've been letting people down. You didn't know about any of this. And so when these people make these accusations about me, you have to take it for what it is. Baseless allegations based on their opinions. And then she mentioned some other stuff about perspective in America. Oh, Kathleen Tucker. I hear you talking. You know, someone sent me a text today and said, "Hey, Richard, will you do certain things for us tonight on the Zoom call?" Well, Kathleen Tucker, let me give you my phone number. 408-207-2339. I want to thank you again for calling in. Let's get to the next caller. Let me see here. Hold on 1 second. I have a Stan J. Go ahead, Stan.
Oh, thank you, Richard, for raising my hand.
Sure.
I was just mentioning that text where you started to talk about the courts and the process they're at with that. If you could expand on that, but then also in the chat, someone else asked, like, how are they even able to do this when you get the majority votes and you're voted in, and they just serve you basically.
So here's the thing. The court is the court system. Everyone has an opinion about the court system. They filed a TRO on me last week. I think I got it on March 10th. And so I'm still working to file the paperwork in response to that. The court date's May 25th. You say, well, how can they just remove the vote of the voice of the people? There's really only one real way to do that, and that's by a recall in our policy file. They're saying because of my behavior, in their opinion, that should give them the right to suspend me, even though I had already suspended the 3 vice presidents.
Join the meeting.
So this is very interesting. And like I said, no one really knows how the court system is going to rule. But this is what they're doing. And so people are very upset about this, and they should be. They really should be. Because when you vote in the election and the person you voted for wins the election, you think that person would be allowed to do their job with the powers they were given at the time they won the election. But they don't want to do that because the wrong person in their mind won the election.
Join the meeting.
So I would just ask everyone that, listen, if you really want to help me, send me an affidavit stating what you've seen and how they basically, from day one on May 24th, has been against me. Now you can send it to me at richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Some people have been cash apping me. You can cash app me because I don't have the attorneys right now at 408-207-2339. Send me a text and I'll send you the cash app. Because when they suspended me in their minds, they also took away the attorneys that I was working with. So this is the situation at hand. Now, some people say, well, Richard, what is really going on with this chairperson? The chairperson is illegal. It's an illegal move. And that's all that I'll say. But it's funny because you never know how the court system is going to rule. They put in their TRO. I think they put it up on the website. That's fantastic for them. I'm still working. Hopefully I'll have all my paperwork together and I can have it done by next Tuesday or Wednesday. And that should be enough time for the judge to look at it. If you have any more additional questions for me, sir, you can always call me at 408-207-2339. Because I know a lot of people will have questions. And, listen, I'm not an attorney. None of us are. And for us to guess what a judge is going to do, we know in America, a lot of innocent people have been convicted of crimes they didn't do, whether in the civil court or the criminal court. So I would just simply say, if you believe in God, pray. If you believe in having a positive attitude, do that as well. So I'm going to try to answer these questions, but if you were asking the others about what they've done and stuff and all the legal questions to them, it'd be interesting to hear what they would have to say. Very interesting. All right.
Thank you, Richard.
Oh, you're very welcome, sir. All right. So the next hand is Patricia Costa. Go ahead, Patricia.
Hi, Richard. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. First of all, I want to apologize to you first and foremost as a human being for what you've been going through.
Oh, well, thank you.
Nobody should have to be put through that and dragged through that.
Join the meeting.
I think that a lot of people owe you an apology for the things that are being said because I know none of us are perfect. You bring up Jesus a lot and the Bible, and I think across the board, regardless of religion, there is an understanding of the fact that we're supposed to treat one another with compassion and respect. And basic, decent human beings. I had a question for you real quick because there's something I want to bring to your attention, but this is a closed group, correct?
No, this is open. This is open. This is open. So if you have anything that you want to tell me that involves strategy.
You know what? I'm just going to say what I'm going to say because
Okay.
I'm me. I say my opinion, and at the end of the day, I usually don't give a good goddamn who feels what about it because I'm prepared to stand behind what I say.
All right.
So I believe in March or June, you were told some pretty vulgar, belligerent things.
That was August. Oh gosh, August the 10th.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's even better. Because with the Department of Fair Housing and the federal EEO, you have 1 year to file. And once you file and get substantiation, you then get a certificate with the right to sue. And I urge you to push forward.
So here's what I'll say. You know, I don't want to sue anyone. That's not in my
Join
nature.
the meeting.
And I
It's
know.
not about suing, though.
Right.
It's about the fact that nobody should be told those things.
Right. So I want to go back to what you said, because some people don't like when I say that, you know, I believe in God and Jesus Christ. So some people say, well, Richard, you lived a very interesting life. We can't tell about your belief in God. Here's what I would say to people. Number one, I'm a sinner like everyone else. We've all made mistakes in our life. Now, I did have a dream from God, and I do get dreams from God. And I never thought that was going to be a problem. I never thought that. I see you, Baron Carmen. But we have to stay positive. Now, the situation with suing, I don't want to do that. And even though Teresa Taylor, DLC 786 President Teresa Taylor, at the time she was just the vice president, said those racist, homophobic, sexist things to me, if you notice, no one said anything. The board did not come together and say, oh, we got to suspend her immediately. They never did that. And see, that showed you the level of respect that they had for me. They had none. And I'm not saying the entire board, but there is a percentage of board of directors who do not respect me, and they never will. So, you know, some
Can
people...
I just say one?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I just want to say one thing. If I were to go to work today and I were to tell my supervisor, suck a dick,
Yes.
I'm going to face repercussions.
That's right.
If I were to go into a union meeting and I were to look at anybody on the board and tell them, suck a dick,
Yeah.
I guarantee you they're going to file on me. And I think that people need to be held accountable. And this is the problem. You're in a position of authority and power, and so there tends to be a thought that we can treat people any sort of way.
That's right.
And you have to hold people accountable regardless of your position.
Join
You have
the
to
meeting.
hold people accountable for the things that they say to you and the way that they treat you.
Mm-hmm.
And I 100% urge you, it's not about civil penalties.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about monetary punishment. It's about the fact that as long as we allow people to continue to mistreat and abuse others, they're going to continue to do so.
And so, listen to this. My focus is on running this union, you know, getting out this, quote, suspension from the courts, because the court upheld the suspension because they filed a TRO first. If I had filed a TRO, they probably would have upheld mine. A lot of people don't understand that. When it comes to a TRO, temporary restraining order, whoever files first normally gets the blessing, or the prayer, should I say. Normally. I don't want to say it happens every time. But my goal is on running this union, a 21% pay increase across the board for everybody. My goal is also to get a great telework agreement and to bring us together. Yes, and the thing about Teresa Taylor, I should have handled months ago. But I was involved with the COVID situation, the telework agreement situation, all these different things were happening. And then about 10 days after what she said, now here comes Bill Hall. Now remember, the illegal meeting in October, she kind of ran the meeting. The same person that told me to, quote, suck a dick, and her daughter told me to eat a dick. But, you know, when Kathleen Tucker spoke earlier, she said some things. And I was asked tonight to not talk about certain things. But then again, the people who asked me to not talk about certain things are not from the same community as I am. And so I know they mean well, but unfortunately, sometimes you have to address the problem within the country and sometimes within the union. I'll stop here and I'll go through some more people. And if you want to get back in line, Patricia, feel free. All right. So the next caller is, I think it's, I see hands raised. I see L Guess. So go ahead, L Guess.
Hi, Richard.
Hi.
I'd like to start things off by saying that, I really feel for everything that you're going through right now.
Thank you.
And I do believe that you have come into this
Join the meeting.
with pure intentions. And since your election, I don't know how anybody would be able to accomplish anything because all you've been met with is fighting constantly.
Yeah.
And so I just want to start things off by saying that I do have a couple of questions. There is talk that the board claims that the reason why they were able to do what they've done to you is they state that they had a fiduciary responsibility due to hemorrhaging money and this enormous loss of membership under you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first thing I'd like to ask is, something I have not seen anywhere is numbers for membership. As under Yvonne, the union was claiming that membership was dwindling under Yvonne. I have to believe that since you have taken over, that there has to have been some sort of an increase in membership. I know so many people who were so disenchanted with this union, and once you came along, they became
Join the meeting.
So I was wondering, first off, is there any numbers available as far as membership?
Yes, they've been in all my PowerPoints. For the last few months, I talked all about the loss of membership that started before I arrived. It's been going down by 2.2% for the last 4 or 5 years. So that I had nothing to do with that. So if you go back to our PowerPoints that's under Local 1000 Listens to You, all those PowerPoints, all your information is right there. It tells you about the history of the union, about the elections, and how they said this election, not many people voted. But it was the second largest turnout in Local 1000 history. So everything is up on our website. All your answers that you're looking for.
Join the meeting.
Well, and is there information as far as how membership has been affected under your presidency?
It's up on the website.
Okay, I must have missed that, and for that, my apologies.
Yeah.
My next question is, so what are the next steps? Come March 25th, what are what might happen? I mean, what is the future now with this union?
The future is no one knows. So when people ask these types of lawyer questions, I don't know what the judge will do. That's the real answer. If anyone else tells you, oh, we're going to win this, if the opposition against me says, oh, we're going to win this case and Rich is going to be suspended for good and blah, 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 and he's no longer going to be the president, if they feel that they're that confident that they know what that judge is going to do, then the question I would ask myself, well, how do they know that they know something about the judge I don't know? That's the question.
Well, is it possible, though, that the judge could rule against you and remove you as president? I don't know what the options are.
I don't talk about what judges will and won't do.
But, I mean, is that something that they have the ability to do?
I don't talk about what judges will or won't do. If you look at the TRO, what they're trying to do is temporarily suspend me, and then they want to suspend me as the president. So I'm not an attorney. I'm not going to sit here and give you legal law advice or tell you what a judge is going to do in a courtroom. We'll have to find out on the 25th or sometime after that.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you won't say, well, hey, Richard told me this, and then something else happened.
No, and
Join the meeting.
And I'm not looking for that. None of us know what the future holds, but I was wondering if the judge does have that ability to remove you.
John McCullough.
Join the meeting.
I think no one knows. No one knows.
So is the process now that the board, you and the board will go to the judge on March 25th and there'll be a hearing?
No, not the board. Remember, Bill Hall put the TRO on me, not the board.
So it's Bill Hall and you will meet before the judge?
I'm not for sure.
Oh. So then we're not really clear what the process will be for March 25th.
Well, what did Bill Hall tell you last night on this call?
I'm sorry, I was not able to get into that.
Okay.
Call.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they said last night, but I'm sure that some of their people are listening right now. So, you know.
Okay. Gotcha.
Join the meeting.
Okay. So, maybe I didn't say this at the very beginning. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a judge. You know, when I talk, I tell you, listen, I think I'm right. I feel in my heart that I'm right. But a lot of people who have been right in America have been convicted in criminal court or civil court for things they didn't do. And sometimes it's just a perception. All right, next caller, Roxy Walker. Roxy Walker, go ahead.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello. How are you? I'm good.
Oh, so much. So I have a two-parter. First of all, I do feel some kind of way about the way that they've been with you, because now I see it, and they're the same way with the dues-paying members. They speak so disrespectfully. It's almost like you feel like a child in a corner, and you can't come out. I don't get how they're. I get how they're doing it, but it's not right.
That's
the way
true.
that they're treating the members, it's even worse. They are like Facebook bullies. And it's disgusting.
So Roxy, let me stop you right there for a second. Facebook bullies. Now remember, they portrayed me as being angry and out of control, and then I'm bullying everybody that I run
Join
into.
the meeting.
But yet you see them on Facebook, and then if I get on Facebook and have to go in on somebody, then they say that I'm not being presidential, I'm out of control. So they should get a pass to talk to me any kind of way they want, you know. And then when I defend myself, then they say, well, no, you can't defend yourself like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my second part of the question, if you can answer,
Sure.
who is Bill Hall? Where did he come from? It's like he just pooped out of the air.
Bill Hall has been the DLC 744 president since, boy. I'm going to go back to at least 2011. Maybe 2008, I'm not sure.
Join the meeting.
He's run unopposed for the last 3 or 4 elections. So 21, 18, 15, and I'm going to go back to at least 11. So he's a DLC president. He runs unopposed in his DLC. A lot of people in his DLC don't even know who he is. At least that's what they claim when they talk to me. That's who Bill Hall is.
Okay, third question, and this is it.
Yes.
I am waiting on a call back from the union attorneys.
Okay.
So they're legal.
Join the meeting.
Is it their legal team?
Sure.
Okay. Because I intend on filing, anyway, you know why I'm calling them.
Okay.
If you file, I don't even care. If you file a complaint on
Right.
another steward,
Mm-hmm.
does it really do anything? Or is it just a complaint?
So here's the process. I'm the president. I appoint the hearing officers. I appointed up to 14. Now they've had the legal meeting and tried to change those 14 hearing officers. You file an HR 1, it goes to Local 1000. A hearing officer will hear it unless I throw it out, or if it's against me, the VP, Secretary Treasurer, can throw it out. Or we can give it to a hearing officer, they can throw it out, or they can have a hearing and say from the hearing they don't think it's any good, or they can have a hearing and then take it to the board, and the board by 2/3 vote can take action. 2/3 vote of the 65 members, 44 votes. Now I said that really fast. If you control the board, then you're never worried about HR 1 being filed on you and anything happening. Listen to how I said this. If you control the board. So you can have a separate neutral hearing officer. Who cares? Because the hearing officer could say, well, yes, this person should face this type of punishment or whatever. If you control the board, you could care less what the hearing officer says. Because you control the board, you control the votes. I said that really quickly for anybody who's listening, including the opposition. I am not stupid. I know what they're doing. That's how that works.
Hey, I'm there. I'm back in. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be nice.
Right.
But we all know that you have a work voice and then you have an outside voice.
That's right. That's right.
And I really hope that a certain particular person is listening.
Right. So
it's hard to handle things over the phone and through Facebook.
So let me say this to you, Roxy. Everybody who's calling in who supports me, you can send an affidavit to me at richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. People have my phone number, 408-207-2339. If people
in this affidavit, do you want everything I have?
Put it all on the affidavit.
Got it.
Because if you feel like your voice is being ignored, you feel like your voice is being silenced by them trying to suspend me, and the court upheld it temporarily, and then they're going to try to kick me out of the union, and then, who cares about me sitting on the board? If you kick me out of the union, then who cares? So this is what they're trying to do. Because of the transparency, because of all the things I've revealed about this union, which is what I told you I was going to do in 2015, 2018, and 2021. So let me say this again for people who are listening. If you feel like you're helpless, you're not helpless, and quitting and giving up is not the key to success that made this country what it is today. Period.
Join the meeting.
I got you.
Richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. You can look up online on how to do an affidavit. Some people are going to do different things. And I don't know everything people are going to do. But if you feel like you've got to take action, then just be positive. Everybody has my number. If I haven't been able to call you back, I apologize. I got a lot of voicemails I got to clean out. And I will call you back. Okay. Hopefully I answered Roxy's question. All right, so the next caller we have DLC 772 President Mary Dela Cruz, and then we'll go to Darren Stahl next.
Hi, President Brown. Thank you for taking my call.
You're very welcome.
And the question that my members are pounding me, they're irate. They're not wanting to quit. They're mad. They're mad because it's their vote and their voice is being robbed by what's taken place. And they voted you in, and I'll just go on record and say, President Brown, I didn't know you and I didn't vote for you. But I can tell you what you brought to this union since you've been here is transparency. You're empowering us as members to be knowledgeable of what's been taking place. And the members that I represent that are reaching out to me, they wanted me to ask, number one, when you present in court or when this, on the March 25th, is it open to the public? That was their question.
So that I would say I don't know.
Okay. Because their members are wanting to present themselves because what they're saying. Right.
So hold on. Let me stop you there for a second. I'm going to go back to what I said if people are really trying to help me. Do the affidavit. Richard.brown7437@yahoo.com that talks about all these situations they've seen me go through. That's the first thing. If you want to file an HR1 against the 3 VPs and Bill Hall, you can do that. And they can take multiple HR1s from multiple people up and down the state. That's the second thing. The third thing, I don't know what the court system is like. I thought we can go inside the court. I don't know if they still make you wear a mask. I don't know if they have a seating requirement. I don't know. You can always feel free to call the Sacramento Superior Court. Now, a lot of people are listening tonight to see if I'm going to give out legal advice or legal information. Again, I've said this repeatedly. I am not an attorney. Maybe Bill Hall, the 3 VPs, maybe they're attorneys. They can tell you what the court system is going to do. Now, if you want to request a sample from me, you can send it to me at richard.brown7437 at yahoo.com for a sample of an affidavit. But, I want to make sure that people who I normally don't talk to get a chance to talk tonight on this call. Go ahead, Mary.
So I guess the biggest concern is, as you and your awesome PowerPoints, you educated us. You sent out a survey monkey to members of SEIU, whether or not the board or your DLC president speaks for you, represents your voice, and we got the results of those. And they meaning the members are saying they want the judge to know. Bill Hall and those that are filing against you, they are not the voice of the members. They are speaking for their own selfish gain, not the voice of the members.
So a lot of people feel that way. And if they want to take action, send me an affidavit. If they want to take action, file an HR 1 against the 3 VPs and Bill Hall if they feel their voice is being silenced. If they want to take action, some people are saying they're going to file against against all the board. But there's a lot of good people on the board. But you don't know who voted for what because you don't have the roll call vote from the illegal meetings from the last 2 weeks or the one coming up this weekend. Because they're not going to do a roll call vote because they don't want you to know who's voting on what. They're only going to show you what they want to show you. So I know people are really upset. Here's what I would say. When people are this upset, that tells you the person they voted in is doing his or her job. When they have to figure out every way they can to trash me, to destroy me, to discredit me, what does that tell you? So, let me catch my breath for a second. A roll call vote is when they have a vote, they have to say how they voted. Someone takes, one of the board members say, we're going to do a roll call vote. Anytime I say something you don't understand, look it up. Because I can't take time to explain every single word that comes out of my mouth on these videos. So, I know people are trying to be helpful, but let me help you. You got to start reading. People need to read. And if you don't read, then you'll be taken for everything that you have in life in this country. That is how it is. And I'm not trying to sound emotional. I'm just telling you what it is. What it is. Now, what was your next thing, Mary?
It's just the members are again just wanting me to bring that home, that their vote and their voice are being stifled by what's taking place, and they're angry about it. And they want to support you and let the judge know that these people are not speaking on their behalf.
Well, listen, I know people are emotional. They should be. When you vote and your person wins, or maybe your person didn't win, but the person who did win, you started to support down the road. And then you see how that person's attacked. I want you to understand this, Mary. People don't like the tone of my voice. But this is what it is.
Emily,
people tell me that, they want a leader who's professional, who's highly dignified. You had that for 13 straight years. You had the person before her for all of those years. And what did it get you? And at a certain point in time, I want people to understand something. Someone can smile on your face and tell you all the things you want to hear and be stabbing you in your back the whole time. I've never done that to you or anyone else in this union. And these people know that. Maybe that's why they're so afraid of me. Maybe that's why this current governor, Gavin Newsom, is so afraid of me. I don't know. All I've simply said was a 21% pay increase across the board for everybody, GO pay and COLA for everyone, and to take the power out of the state's hands to where we have a true contract that's worth enforcing, starting with our dignity that will not be controlled at the final step at Cal HR. I have said that to you repeatedly, and I've also said, should we take a strike vote and it come back positive or affirmative, after we bargain in good faith and reach the legal impasse, we will shut this state down. No one else has ever told you those types of things. You know why? You know why? Because they don't care about you. But the person that cared about you, they said was angry, out of control, and that he didn't carry himself with the professionalism that they wanted him to act with. But what they're really telling you is, I wouldn't play those political games. Go ahead, Mary.
I am done, and thank you very much for taking my my call.
Thank you for calling in, Mary, and we'll talk soon. Thank you. Okay. The next caller, Kellen. Hi, Kellen.
Join the meeting.
Hi, Kellen.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Kellen.
You can hear me? Okay. Good.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll let you go ahead, Kellen, and then I'll go back to Darren. I missed Darren. I'm sorry, Darren. Go ahead, Kellen.
No, Darren can go first. That's okay. If he was first.
Okay, so we'll go back to Darren, and then we'll go back to Kellen. So go ahead, Darren.
I appreciate Kellen's turn back over, but
Right.
President Brown, I'm standing with you on this, and we are where we're at right now. And from what I can see in this room, and the amount of pages of folks that I see here in this room, I like what I see. And I'm seeing more members stay engaged and continue to be engaged with this.
And let me say real quick, Darren. Someone has texted me. We will continue to do these Wednesday night. Local 1000 listens to you. Go ahead. And I'll send out messages.
Perfect.
Okay.
Folks have got to kind of rewind back to the genesis of this.
Join the meeting.
The attacks on you did not start on day one of you winning your election. They started weeks before. And, when this thing goes to, when you get your chance to be heard on the 25th, I'm hoping all those emails are in that presentation to the court, because it is going to show what we all know, and not going to turn hands, but we know what's been going on, as other folks have alluded to. A large item of why you are such a thorn in their sides right now, as well, and folks have got to pay attention. We are in an election year, and President Brown stands in the way of SEIU states piggy banking, and we all have to be aware of that. President Brown has the capability to hold the purse strings on a tremendous amount of money that the state, DNC, and SEIU have been relying on for election campaigns. And for us, as members, I don't like supporting candidates that have not been supporting us. And that's what we have to rely on. Necessarily political party preference, it is who is supporting
Robert
us.
Barnett.
And that's
Join the meeting.
That's what we have to keep the focus on. Again, the affidavits, we have to continue to bang the drum on the affidavits. Get them in, because that is going to be a huge thing for us to be able to push.
Join the meeting.
Seeing what I've seen from emails from SEIU, when I see two presidents get removed from their positions, that is absolutely appalling, because those are locations that have not had any representation at all. And when we have supposedly people in our union saying that, President Brown's with the union or with the Freedom Foundation, all this other malarkey, removing somebody's representation that has not had it, you're doing the job. They are doing the job for the Freedom Foundation, and that's despicable. And on top of it, I don't understand why there was only one alleged name on that email. if supposedly the board chair doesn't have power over everybody, and if he's supposed to share equal power with the whole board, then there should have been numerous signatures on that email that went out and not just one. So that should really send a very huge signal into the sky that, you know, they're back to wanting to be business as usual.
So we
cannot let them be business as usual.
Right. So let me say this really quickly. You're right about the election year. The primary is in June. The general election's in November. Local 1000 has historically given lots of money to a candidate. Normally, the Democratic Party. I don't know if they've ever given money to a Republican. So that's a big deal. I am not part of the Freedom Foundation. I've said this from the very beginning. Now, this chair, when he first tried to petition me, what he was saying was he wanted all the powers of the president to be given to the chair, a person who was unelected by membership. In fact, when he was unelected by his own DLC. He ran unopposed. So when people elected me with the powers of the president and the policy file to get things done, Bill Hall and those who supported Bill Hall took all that in their minds. They tried to take it away in the illegal board meeting. That's what that is. Nothing more, nothing less. Go ahead, Darren.
And in closing, I just want to say, everybody, if there's the opportunity to be there on the 25th, please do your hardest to be there. If you can give to the provide some sustenance to the legal aid side, send that through. And if you know some folks that are able to help, bring that in too, because at the end of the day, we need to maintain a unionist attitude. What's there right now is not what's in control of our union and what has historically been in control of our union. It hasn't been for us as the members, it's been for the minority of the board and for them to have their little fun outings and to be a part of the clique and to be, part of the who's who and the in with who. And, they want their photo ops, they want to be shaking hands.
Right.
They want all that. And that's not their job. If they're a true unionist, their job is to be pouring over contracts. Their job is to be meeting with members. Their job is to be at the table fighting for members. Their job is to be negotiating for us. Not out shaking hands, not out, kissing babies that they think they're going to do. That doesn't get it done for us and our families. And I'm standing with you to support what's coming up, and that's it.
Well, thank you for calling in, Darren. You make strong points. As usual, you're always very observant and keen to what's really going on. All right, so now let's go back to Kellen. Go ahead, Kellen.
Yes, can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, good. I just want to say first, President Brown, thank you for having this forum for us to talk. To anybody who hasn't spoken to you on the phone and called you, even after work hours.
Sure.
If you may remember, I've called you twice, and you have spoken to me at length about the union, once before you were president and once after you were president. You may not remember me, though, because you probably talk to everybody all the time.
Okay.
I just want to say that, I think I agree with most of the people here that, what the majority of, the board is doing is absolutely despicable. Trying to, attack you and work against you is absolutely ridiculous. We voted for you. I will say this, in my office here in LA, your election was the first time, actually, I've seen anybody get this much engaged into the union.
Wow.
Because a lot of people were, they were demoralized the way the union was working with the, with Miss Walker and things like that. And I may sound young, but I'm a 12-year veteran of the state, the state now.
Okay.
And there was a ton of just demoralization. Like we couldn't get anything done. I mean, yeah, we might get like a 3% raise over 5 years or something like that. But it's like in the long run, we didn't really feel like the union was actually working for us. And then when you came along, it really seemed like there was somebody actually in our corner. I can say this for myself, and I can say this for some of my coworkers. When we voted in that election, we voted for you, but we didn't vote for any of these other people on the ballot, because abstaining on them was a little bit important because they didn't represent us, and now they're trying to usurp that power. And we as the union, remember, the union isn't the people that like that. They're not the people on the board. I mean, you're the president, that's good, but we are the union. We, the people, are the union, and it's finally good to have somebody that's actually in power, that's actually fighting for us. That's something that we've been missing for a long time. Unions have been denigrated and destroyed for a long time in this country. Going all the way back to the 1940s, and then into the Reagan administration and then the Supreme Court, rulings and stuff. We are the last line of defense against these people trying to take advantage of us for actually doing the work that actually makes these people money, especially those politicians. We're the ones that actually do the work, right? And I know, especially in my position, I work in the revenue generating side of the state, so we definitely make the money. And there's a lot of money to be made here in LA for that purpose. The thing is, though, is that the question is I have for you is there coming a point, though, when maybe like SEIU is no longer serving our needs, and should we decertify that union and go maybe to a different union?
So Kellen, hold on, Kellen. Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on now. You make me smile. I got 732, but we're going to call this a 733. We never want to decertify Local 1000. Let me say it for you again, because there are people on here who will swear that I told you to say that. I have never told anyone to decertify the union or to look for another union. You don't run. You fight. You don't run away when something doesn't go your way in the union, because then we're no different than they are. Now, some people say, well, Richard, we have to stop the money to send them a message. Let me be crystal clear to you. On March 16th, 2022, if you and other people decide to quit the union and take your money and go elsewhere, you're doing exactly what they want you to do. They don't want your money. Anybody who supports me, anyone who has supported the fact that we were able to stop everyone from being, quote, mandated to be vaccinated with COVID, with the vaccination in 2021. Remember that? We fought that off. For those outside of the CDCR, those who were not healthcare workers, we stopped that. They don't want people like you in the union. They don't. And they don't care about your money. You say, well, if we don't, if we take our money and go elsewhere with it, then that's going to hurt them. No, it's not. It's not going to hurt them. Common sense would tell you that, yes, take our money, that'll show them. If you quit the union, if people quit the union in mass exodus because of what I'm going through, instead of fighting for what is right, I guarantee you, they'll get that money from you one way or another, the state of California. Go ahead, Colin. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you. I was just asking the question just kind of in generalities.
No.
How we can move forward here.
Well, we move forward. We move forward by staying positive, by working together, by, quote, as some people say, Richard, we're going to send you the affidavit, richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Some people are cash apping me. My phone number, 408-207-2339. We cannot just give up and walk away. That is what they're trying to do. They are trying to impose their will on your will. They're trying to break your will, break your hope. That's what they're trying to do right now.
I absolutely agree with you. Mr. President, and
Okay.
that's why I'm saying, I actually mentioned, it's like put that email into the chat so we can all see it, because
Okay.
I will sign that affidavit. I just want to encourage other members of the union though, because I haven't left. A bunch of the people in our office did leave, but then came back when you ran for president. So I'm trying to say that we support you. I'm just trying to see how we move forward and go from here, and it just seems like there's a lot of powerful forces aligned against us, of course, which is, I think, been the history of workers against their bosses basically forever. And it's like unions were very powerful, back in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. We got a lot of stuff done, after Triangle Shirtwaist, fire and other things like that. But it seems like we're on the receding end now. And the current board of the union, and of course, when Walker was around, they are still looking out only for their own self-interest. They're only looking out to make themselves more money. I mean, look, they gave themselves raises. They're only supposed to get paid a stipend and only supposed to get, paid their regular state salary if they're a state employee. Now they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, and when you came around and you said that you're the one person that's going to stop doing that,
Yes.
that was good. But that scared them.
Yes.
That's what scared them.
Yes.
Because then they can't make money off of this anymore. And they've continually raised our union dues without us actually getting anything beneficial afterwards after that.
So
like I said,
right. So Kellen.
Go ahead, Mr. President.
So listen, the last time we had a dues increase, oh gosh, it was August of 2007. It went up by 50%. So it went from 1% to $1 to 1.5%. And then before that, it wasn't raised until back in the 90s, 1990 or something like that. Because when we talk about things, I try to give you as many facts as quickly as I can. But I understand what you're saying about the dues going up and you're not really getting any satisfaction. That I do understand. But you said something about that salary stipend. Let me say this. I never took a salary stipend, and I won't take it. I just took my regular salary.
Good.
Now, let's suppose I lose in court, and they kick me out of the union, kick me off the board, and I'm no longer around. Do you think that this chair and these 3 VPs will continue to not take that salary stipend? Because the chair will ask for it eventually. And those VPs want that salary stipend. Do you think they'll put it in writing and show you every month that they didn't take that salary stipend?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I know they will, because they're they're milking us.
No, you know that they want to take the salary stipend. But do you think they'll put it in writing that they will never take that salary stipend?
No.
Okay.
They'll never do that, because they want to. Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way, but whatever they're doing, they'll always find some way to eke out our money out of us.
Yeah.
Unlike what you're doing, you're actually trying to hold them accountable, and actually trying to reform everything. They're trying to. I just feel like they're really just trying to take as much from us and run away with it, and they're not representing us in any way, shape, or form that's really important. And they just seem to be just kind of shills, for whoever their donors are and whoever their, political, cronies are.
Right.
And that's why they're mad. And we all need to really understand that. It's of course we're never going to get the Republicans, actually agree with us. But the Democrats are just as bad. They're not our friends. And so we need to really stand up as a group ourselves to really stand up for what's best for us. Because, the Democrats, despite all of their talk, they'll screw us over just as fast. And they have already been, supporting, the union beforehand, and what have we gotten out of it? We've had tons of Democratic governors. We've had Democratic legislature controlling the legislature for a long time.
That's right.
We even, we even had Republican governors before, like Schwarzenegger, but the union was strong enough to stand up against him. I remember that when they were having, furloughs and things. I'm sure we all remember that.
Right.
So, it was because we stood up against it. And honestly, the Democrats were only looking at this from like a political perspective, like how can we earn votes? So they sided with the union. But then once they came into power and they had the governor and, the entire legislature, the super majority, they really haven't cared about us. So, and that's what they're afraid of. Everybody else in the is afraid of that because those are the people that water their backs. And, that's the reason why I just want to say out to, the rest of the people that are on here, it's like, that's the reason why they're attacking you. It's because, you are a threat to them, and they're like their money-making machine. But that's because you're actually looking out for the best interest of us. And so I just want to say that I support you. And the question is now, it's just, with this whole legal thing that's going on, like, is there an actual way we can actually, defeat the rest of the board? Because, there's been this going back and forth, where they say they're getting rid of you, but you said it's like, you're getting rid of them. But you do have the power to hold these meetings and to, like, not call the meetings. And they're claiming that, you're, not calling the meetings, so, like, that's illegal or somehow. But that doesn't make sense to me the way I read it.
So listen. The policy file says the president calls the meetings. They tried to suspend me. In their minds, their suspension is good because they got a TRO from the judge. It's only temporary. It's not permanent. Okay, so the acting president is the VP Secretary Treasurer, David Jimenez. All right?
Yeah.
So now he's claiming he's calling the meetings, but if you didn't know, you would think the chair is calling the meetings. But the chair is an illegal position that was created.
Right.
And, they think it's legal, but it's not. Now, people are asking about the HR1s. Call 866-471-7348 and ask for the HR1. And that's the best thing to do. You can hold on 1 second, please, because I think I'm losing. Okay, so call 866-471-7348 to ask for HR1. I thought we had them up on our website, but maybe we don't, because the legal department has those HR1s. But your DLC presidents may have them as well. Okay.
All right. Yeah. I'll leave it at that then. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I just want to say that we support you in our office down here.
Well, Kellen, hey, you hit on some great points. Someone said that Richard, they said, Richard, you want a tricycle? I said, a tricycle? They said, yeah, because the salary stipends is one thing. The politics is broken out into two areas, SEIU International and Gavin Newsom. And these three things is what's causing you all these problems, because you're not, playing the political games. You're not taking the money. That's fine. This is who I am. I haven't lived a perfect life, but I'm not so sure anyone has lived a perfect life. So we've all made mistakes, and sometimes, you make a little mistake and then they try to, say that, you did a lot worse than what you actually did. But this is what it is. And you can tell how bad they want me out because they're throwing every haymaker, and they throwing haymakers at me. And so I just smile, everyone's so worried about my health and, my eating right, I'm eating fine. I do the best that I can. And we're going to get through this. People, if you really, 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 really are this concerned, nothing stops you from texting me and cash apping me. Nothing stops you from contacting the news media. And I've said this over and over and over again. Contact the news media. Now, some people say, well, we want to have a JLMC. I don't tell people that. You know why I don't tell people to have their JLMCs? Because sometimes they work and oftentimes they don't. And if you can't get good job representation through a grievance, then what makes you think the JLMC is going to really help you? It's not. But some people find relief in that, and that's what they should do. But if you're trying to really help me, someone said, they want to come to the court on March 25th. That's fine. Will the court allow everybody in? I don't know. But it's the Sacramento Superior Court, March 25th, Department 27, 10 a.m. So, you're always free to contact the court. All right. So, for some reason, let's get to the next caller, Brian Burns. Go ahead, Brian. And thanks, Kellen.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank you for making the Steward training virtual. I went through that process, so thank you for that. And I got my business cards. So I have kind of new to this union politics, so I don't really support anyone. I just want to make my working experience better.
Right.
And I was hoping that we kind of talk about this for some of this, and I feel like we haven't. We talked about what you might want in bargaining and the 21% pay raise, but what's your actual plan to try to make our lives better right now and dealing with the state and dealing with all these changes we've had in our working conditions?
So, Brian.
We can name everything.
Right. So, Brian, as you know, they temporarily suspended me, so I can't make your life better right now. I don't have my powers. That's the first thing. So that's why it's important that hopefully on March 25th, the judge will rule in my favor. If he doesn't, I'll never be able to make your life any better. Because I won't have my powers to really create that energy that I need to get things done. Second thing, you talk about your stewardship being done online. It's something I've forgotten all about. You realize that the Steward program, Steward training, for new stewards had stopped in March of 2020, and it never started back up until I came to office. And so when you hear certain people say, well, Richard just appointed so-and-so, but they didn't go through training, so, we may try to take their stewardship from them. That's the level of arrogance and the lack of sincerity some of these so-called Local 1000 leaders have. Remember we did the PowerPoint? 20% of our work sites are covered, but the rest are not. 20% of 2003 work sites are covered with a job steward, but the rest are not. Yet someone has a problem with me appointing a person who wants to be a job steward, a thankless job, and more importantly, wants to continue to be a dues-paying member. See. But this is really important. And I want to thank you for going through your stewardship training. Whether I appointed you or when you got accepted and you submitted your application. Anyone who wants to be a job steward should be allowed to be a job steward, period. Because that contract covers everyone, dues-paying members and non-members. So why would we not allow everyone to be a job steward? But it was so much controversy by me saying that, trying to show equal love and respect, even though some people are not paying money, but yet we have to still defend those people by the contract because that's the way they set the game up through the politicians years ago, September 30th, 1979, the Employee Relations Act. And then the Ralph C. Dills Act came a little bit later on July 1st, 1978. I'm sorry, wait a minute. 1977, September 30th, 1977 is the Employee Relations Act. Then came on July 1st, 1978, the Ralph C. Dills Act. But that's how they set this game up. But I want to say thank you for becoming a job steward. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so, again, the steward training, but have you thought about, I don't want to say having another election, but having something that members are being heard again? Because, I know that the VPs were elected as well.
Yes.
So, and I get that if they're trying to take away our membership, shouldn't we have a special election? Is that one of the possibilities through this court process that we're going to have a special election?
No. Listen to this, Brian. And this is why I tell people, this is why some of the people on this call tonight are listening really closely. What they want to do is kick me out of the union altogether, period. End of story. There's not going to be no new election. Watch what I say. So if you and other people were like, well, wait a minute, we voted for Richard, or we voted, and even though we may not have voted for Richard, he's the president, you're not going to kick this man out of the union. Now, they could recall, because that's the voice of the voters, voting again. But here's the hypocrisy of the recall. As an earlier caller, Darren, said, I believe it was Darren, or it may have been someone else talking about the Democratic Party. This gets me in the hot water. See, the Democrats told you to respect the vote of Gavin Newsom, respect the vote of Joe Biden. But yet they can't respect the vote that put me in office. That's real talk. And then we smile so people don't think that I'm upset and I'm emotional. But this is the truth. Remember, they had this illegal board meeting in October to create the chair at the California Democratic headquarters. That's the level of hypocrisy of the Democratic Party here in the state of California. A party that I belong to. I am a Democrat. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Brian? Are you still there, Brian? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I muted myself.
Okay.
I thought I was done, but thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Effort.
Okay.
So, I mean, I was looking in the chat with just, because I know the policy file, because I started reading the policy file when all this stuff started happening, because this was a learning tool. Every time something new happens, I go researching it, because I want to find the answers, and I want to be more knowledgeable so this doesn't happen again. Because I feel like this is all just, everything kind of needs to change within the union. We need to be more virtually sound, and we need to embrace the new normal of doing Zoom meetings and doing certain things that might not always be in person. Yes, so, I want to be in person again, but not everything is going to go back to.
Now, Brian.
Yeah.
You maybe go back. If you recall the president or the VPs, you will have a new election. If it's off a recall. If it's off a recall. But, to get a recall, to recall someone by getting, it's 20% of that voting electorate within 30 days can be kind of tough. It can be kind of tough.
Are you talking about the recall under the Dills Act?
No. I'm talking about in our policy file, if you want to recall a leader, a DLC president, or the president or the VPs, there's a procedure on how to do that in our policy file.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go to the next caller, Julie Hartman. Go ahead, Julie. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Richard. Sorry, I had myself on mute.
All right.
Hey, I just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I'm not an attorney, but
Okay.
I have attended a TRO hearing, and I actually testified for somebody at a TRO hearing.
Okay.
So I will just tell you from my experiences, take some witnesses, take evidence, so you can present it to the judge. Go prepared and go strong with the evidence you have. To include the nasty things that you've been told, you have those videos, take those, show them to the judge. Take everything you have and show it to the judge.
Why don't you help me? Hey, Julie, if you can make copies and send that to me, I would love that. Because everyone tells me what to do, but I can only do so much in a day.
I did not attend that meeting, so I don't even know which one she said that to you at.
Which part are you talking about?
I'm talking about when Teresa told you those vile things, those nasty words and all that.
Yeah. No, that was in a text message. I have those text messages. That was in a text message. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Take those two.
Okay.
Take them to court with you. Take every piece and shred of evidence that you have to show the judge what vile people have been doing to you.
So Julie, I want you to stop right there. And I want you to call me at 408-207-2339.
All right.
Okay, so you talked about your legal expertise. What else do you have to share this evening?
I don't expertise. I'm just saying I've attended a hearing, and I know how it went down during the one I attended.
Right. So I want and so what I want you to do is all this great knowledge you have, Julie. I want you to call me.
Okay, I can tell you what happened in the hearing I attended and how it went down, and the person that we testified won.
Because the reason I say that is if you say all these things, people may expect the same thing to go down with this hearing, and it may be something totally different. So just call me and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it may be totally different, but what I'm just saying to you is go prepared.
Right.
Join the meeting.
Don't just go in there and think the judge is going to believe everything that everyone says. If you have written proof, he's going to believe that. He's going to believe what you show him. And that's exactly how it went down in the hearing I attended. And the reason the person I testified for won is because she had her ducks in a row.
Right,
she had these messages. She had all this stuff to prove her case.
Well, you know what? If you would like to send an affidavit, that would be perfect. But you got to remember something, Julie. Everything you're telling me, the other side's doing the same thing. So.
No, I understand.
Okay, good.
But take your affidavits with you. Take it all.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Okay, the next caller, Terry. Hi, Terry. Okay. If Terry doesn't want to go, we'll go to the next caller, Derek. Go ahead, Derek.
Hey, thanks for taking my call again, Mr. President. I'm taken back tonight. Look at these numbers. If this was television, our ratings would be through the roof right now. I'm so proud of this strong union, 150 plus strong tonight.
Join the meeting.
I want to start off by saying, I heard everyone prior to me, and you know what, guys, now's not the time to walk away from this. I know there's a lot of frustration. We need to stay strong, and I know there's a lot of division, but through all this division, we will unite stronger than we've ever been. I know it's a tough one to bite right now, but look, I want everyone on this call. I heard a lot of people talking about politics, and it really irked me. It really did. I was recently appointed as a chair of this Coke committee, and just this past week, after their illegal meeting they had, I was subsequently removed without reason. And you know what? I'm going to share right now something I didn't share with anyone that was a proposed idea that I had. I was going to hear all your voices like you brought up tonight. Why is my money going towards this political campaign? Why is it going this way? Why is it not going for something that I truly believe in? Why is it going into some, 5 for 15 when you got people in retail stores making 30 plus an hour right now? I was going to hear everyone, and I was going to work with an actual majority vote, okay, a majority consensus. That's what I was going to work with. But once again, hey, the board decided let's just remove someone without reason. But hey, if you want to, I've already made attempts. But if anyone's on this call, the VPs published that letter. They authored that letter of my. Why don't we try and get some answers on that?
Okay, so Derek, all these things they've been doing, if the court rules that what they did was wrong, all that's going to be reversed anyway. So don't lose any sleep over this.
All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell people that, all these meetings they're having illegally and all these decisions they're making that maybe had the influence of the acting president or the acting chair, whatever. Don't worry about all that stuff. Don't let that worry you. Okay. I'm sorry, did you have anything else to add, Derek?
No, I was just going to say
Hold on 1 second.
thank you everyone for standing strong.
Okay, you can.
It was mentioned earlier, Mr. President, when you said we need to read. we do need to read, but I also think we need to act as well. Acting is very important.
That's
you know,
true.
look at this. We got 150 strong tonight, and out of this 40 plus in this board, there's only a filthy few of them. They're outnumbered, sorry. And as far as their groupie goes, their groupies, they're outnumbered too, all right? We got this. We run this show. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Derek. All right. Okay. So, I thought Melissa had her hand raised. Let me see.
I did. I took it down. I'm here. You said my name. That's it. No, what I wanted to tell everybody is that Bill Hall is going through and getting rid of some of the presidents that were appointed. And so, and they are votes on the board.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to get rid of people that were supporting Richard. And so we went ahead and went by the book, by the policy, and we redid a whole vote in the DLC, sent the notes and everything, and they're sitting on it and still not giving her back her power.
Which person is this? Which person is this?
Cheryl.
So let me say this. I'm glad you brought this up, Melissa. All these things that Bill Hall, who thinks he's the chair, that he's doing, if the court rules in my favor, they're going to reverse everything he did. And so Cheryl Allen and Linda Martin will have their presidencies restored. That's a guarantee. Here's the other thing that I've been really quiet about regarding Cheryl Allen. And you know what? I'll stay quiet about it. Because, you know, what is right and what is wrong is wrong. She is the rightful winner of her election, DLC 768.
Yes, because the other person had no right running because she wasn't even running in the right DLC.
Well, she ran in the right DLC, but she knew her work site was moving, and she should have never accepted that nomination, or she should have never been sworn in.
Yes.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Melissa. And Cheryl knows it. Yes, go ahead.
Also, anybody who's on this call, you guys hold the power to make your president vote according to what the DLC wants. These presidents cannot vote on their own behalf. They need to represent their DLC.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Melissa.
Go ahead.
Listen, I've been telling people all night to send affidavits in, and I'm not going to say this anymore. If people want to help me, send the affidavit to richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Is that guaranteed to help me? No, it's not. But if you want to sit and send me something in writing about what you see me going through, then send me the affidavit. richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. If you don't know how to fill one out, send me an email and I'll send you a sample. Or I'll have someone send you a sample because I cannot do everything all 24 hours of the day. But I told people this is who they are. I'm sorry, go ahead, Melissa.
Nope, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, you're very welcome. Now, some people have asked, we're still having worksite meetings, Richard. Do you want to know about our responses and what we're going through? Yes. Send me your worksite meetings with your DLC presidents and their responses. richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. Listen, tonight's been fun. And I know a lot of people want me to come on here and say, Richard, are we going to win in court? I don't know. That's the answer. If they tell you that they're going to beat me in court, then maybe they know the judge. I don't know the judge personally. Maybe they have a relationship with him, or maybe the people they're working with have a relationship with the judge, and they know they're going to win automatically. This is America. And if they say that politics matters and their political alliances have reassured them that we'll get Richard out of here, well, then I will lose. And then politics does matter. That's real talk. That's something you're never going to hear someone tell you as a leader. And I can be right on everything that I'm telling you and still lose in court. I am not the judge. I don't think there's a jury. I don't think. Maybe there is, but I don't think so. But this is a possibility. If people are this upset, you can send me an affidavit. Some people say they're going to try to recall the 3 VPs or they're going to try to recall Bill Hall. I don't know what people are going to do. Is it legal? Yeah, it's in the policy file. Some people say they're going to file HR 1s. Some people said that they're going to take other legal action against Bill Hall and the 3 VPs and against some of the people on the board. Here's what I do know. In this great country, if you sit back and act complacent, you'll get what you get. And that won't be a whole lot. Now, America stands not just for capitalism, not just for freedom of speech and freedom of religion. America stands for action. Okay? If you think I can do everything, you're wrong. Now, I tried. And you know I work 7 days a week and I'm worn out. Now you got to do something. Because they're trying to take your president out. Why are they trying to take away your voice? Why are they trying to take away your president, whether you voted for him or not? Because they want to keep you in a slave-like status. Keep you on your hands and knees begging these politicians for crumbs. That is what they want to do. Let me smile. Because I don't want you to say that I'm being angry tonight. I'm like, CCC, calm, cool, and collective. You thought I was going to say CCC for the people in Lassen County? You know, because I'm fighting to keep their jobs at that prison? You thought I was saying CCC for them? I am. You thought I was going to lose my love for Lassen County because of what I'm going through? You thought that when I fought for Lassen County, we had that rally, that's what's destroying me? And that I'm not going to care about people in Lassen County anymore? Absolutely not, Lassen County. I told you I loved you, and I told you I'm here for a lifetime. Now, a lot of people say, you know, Richard, you should contact a lawyer. Let me tell you something about this lawyer stuff. A lot of these lawyers don't want to touch me because they don't want to go up against International. So let me give respect to SEIU International in D.C. A lot of lawyers in California are afraid of SEIU International. They're afraid of them. For some reason, I can't find an attorney that has the courage of her or his conviction to go up against International. So, you know, I'm trying to get all the paperwork together so I can get it to the court by next week. So I'll be ready for the court hearing on the 25th. That's the truth about these lawyers here in the state of California. They're all afraid. No, not every single one, but 99% of them don't want to go up against International. Others say they don't want to go up against Gavin Newsom. Wow. So when people tell me I need to contact an attorney, no, you need to contact the attorney and have the attorney contact me. See, everyone wants to tell me what to do and how fast to do it. But those days are over. You got to take action your own self. When you call and tell me, hey, I got an attorney, I just paid the attorney's fees, Richard, it's done. Now that's helping me. That's helping me. That's taking action. That's not giving me advice. That's taking affirmative action. Okay? So I cannot tell you how strongly I care about you. And I'm doing everything I can to help you. Remember, you didn't get vaccinated if you worked outside of CDC or if you weren't a healthcare worker.
Richard.
Okay?
Daniel Lawrence is calling people names. Jones.
Who is?
Joined the meeting.
Who is?
Daniel Lawrence.
Daniel Lawrence?
Daniel Lawrence.
Okay.
Man, get out of here, man.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I see him too.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me try to get to this. Let me try to get to Daniel Lawrence. He's calling people names. Well, wait a minute. If he's calling people names, did y'all take screenshots of this? So y'all can send this to me so I can, when I go to court next week, I can have these screenshots? Because
it's all in the chat.
It's all in the chat.
It's all in the chat. So y'all need to take pictures.
Telling him to shut up.
Well, listen. Y'all should take pictures of this because I'm trying to get back to the room here. Hold on, I'm trying to get my chat out of here. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, just save the chat.
Okay, so
Yeah,
hold on.
we can save the chat. I can try to do that. Yeah, he's just trying to be a troll.
Oh, that's what he's doing? Okay. Well, you know what? You don't. Okay. I can't see, for some reason. I'm trying to go down here. Hold on 1 second. What's his name again?
Daniel Lawrence.
Okay, I'm looking for him. Hold on. I am looking for Daniel. Okay, so here's what we'll do.
He said these clowns don't know how to use Zoom. That is talking about all of us. He needs to get off of there.
Okay, he's removed. He's removed. Okay? So we got him removed. Now listen. There are a lot of people. I'm sorry, say again?
He can't spell anyway.
Okay, listen. These people. Now this is hold on. No, I'm not gonna let them back in. Listen, everyone.
I said Betty.
Oh, let her back. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Waiting room. Okay, I got her. And there's somebody else. Hold on, there's somebody else. Sarah Hong. Okay, now listen, everyone. When these people come on here and they're being nasty and aggressive, that's what they're being paid to do. Now, do they get paid with money? Do they get paid with people giving them compliments? What they're trying to do is upset everyone. Now, remember, all of you have told me from different times, Richard, stay calm, stay collective. Don't let them get to you. And then when I've had to heat them up, and I can heat people up with love and respect, but when they come nasty with me, they say I should take the high road. But when I have to defend myself and hold my ground, then they say, well, I'm out of control. Everyone on this call, you're not the president. So when these people come on here and they're acting a funny way, I would tell people, we don't like to censor no one, but we don't want them to cause any trouble either.
Yeah, but I would say this, Mr. President. That's kind of what pisses me off. It's like we're always supposed to be calm,
right?
And yet they call you names.
That's right.
They call us names, and we're never able to fight back. When are we going to be able to fight back, man?
Well, hold on. We don't
have to use the same tactics.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is where I'll say this to you. You are a grown man, Kelly. You're gonna do what you want to do, and I know grown men and women. If you go at them a certain way, they come right back at you twice as fast, twice as hard. And next time you know better. Because I can guarantee you, if I wasn't the president of this union and someone wanted to be funny with me, I know how to get back at you. And I don't need anyone to help me either. So at a certain point, a union, not a social justice organization, but a union has people who are tough. Men and women who are going to lay it on the line and let management or the state of California know you will never, ever. Let me smile. You will never, ever bully us. There. You see how I did that? It's fake. It's fake. But you guys know where I'm going to tonight. I have to be a little fake tonight. You cannot allow no one to come and get at you without you getting at them right back with love, peace, and hair grease. And I know how to do it. And I do it well. And that's why they're trying to run me out of here, because I'm fighting the state of California with every single thing I got. And you know it, and I know it, and those who oppose me, they know it too. What they're trying to do is break our will. Now, you guys have been sending me texts. Love it. Those encouraging texts, I love them. Some of you have been praying for me. Love that tremendously. Some of you are telling me to have a positive attitude. Don't give up. Stay calm, cool, and collective. I love that too. When these people come at you and they're trying to disrupt you, you're grown. You're going to do what you got to do. I'm not telling anyone that, you should be nasty or, do anything violent. I never said that. What I said is you hold your ground. If they want to act a little funny, sometimes you have to act a little funny with somebody when they're acting funny. It's kind of like a bully. The bully comes in there and the bully says, give me all your money. Do you always give that bully all your money? Or do you finally say enough's enough? All right, let's go to this hand that's raised. Let's go to...
sorry.
Here. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I just want to fight back against them. I don't know. That's just me.
No, I understand.
But you're right. Coming at turning the other cheek is probably a better idea than my ideas.
Well, listen, remember what I said. You have to hold your ground. We don't want to be violent or anything like that. But you don't have to be violent or, to protect yourself.
I wasn't implying violence.
Okay, very good. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, but I was just,
good.
I mean, fighting is like, it's like we need to stand up for ourselves.
That's right. Absolutely right. All right. So now let's go to oh boy. La Murta? La Murta? Can you hear me? Yes, can you speak up just a little bit? Yeah, but you sound like you're way back in the background. Can you hear me? Yeah, but you have to speak into your phone, ma'am.
Join the meeting.
Hello? Yes, but you sound very faint. You have to speak into your phone or into your computer. Oh, okay. Well, if you're on your computer, can you turn your volume up on your computer? Hello? Hello? Okay, we'll come back to her. We'll go to I want to say we'll go back to Karen and we'll go back to Darren. Go ahead. Kay Tucker.
Hi, sorry, it's me again. Mr. President and to everyone on the line, I just want to say, Mr. President, you probably know, you'll be familiar with where this comes from.
Okay.
But it says, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 shall fall at thy right hand, but none will come near me." And that we have to beware of the snare of the fowler and the noosome pestilence. And that's what is going on when folks get into the behavior, some of the behavior that was just going on. And I just want to caution everyone that is their intentions, to get everyone distracted, to get everyone off of the business at hand, and focus our energy and attention to that sort of thing that is not productive. And we want to have a productive forum, a meeting, or whatever. So I just want to say that, and absolutely, we want to, sometimes it's difficult to turn the other cheek. Absolutely. But this is what we're dealing with. We have to know what you're dealing with. And we've known for quite some time now what we're dealing with. So I just caution everyone, as folks caution you, to keep our minds, our eyes on the prize, what we're here for, and not to give all that energy to that type of thing, because that's their intentions. Distraction, the shiny object effect. Throw out the shiny object to get everyone to focus on that rather than the business at hand.
Perfectly said. Nothing I can add to that. All right, so we'll go to Darren, and then we'll go back to Terry. Go ahead, Darren.
President Brown, I just wanted to just put something up there. And Mr. Lawrence's mediocrity was kind of got my brain going. When vindication arrives, I would implore a lot of us as supporters to use a lot of temperance. Because when the other side does not get what they want,
yes,
we still have to figure out a way to work as a union. And I really want to encourage everybody, and I want to send that message out to please. And I know a lot of folks probably see some of the stuff that I that I go after on social media. But at the end of the day, no matter how much Manure's been tossed over the fence at us.
Right.
We have to practice temperance,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to remind ourselves that we are a labor union, and that we must come together after everything is all said and done and figure out a way to drive ourselves forward as a union. And I'll be honest with you, just watching, some of these other folks, like it's already been displayed. They don't want to answer for their objectivity or lack thereof. They don't want an opposite view. They don't want questions. They just want blind allegiance. And us as union members must not display that. We still must ask questions. We still must form and push together forward as a union as a whole. And that's all I really wanted to say, because I know at the end of the day, I've jammed up a few people, and if I meet that person in face to face, I will shake their hand as a union member. If they have union business to do, I will participate and help in that union business. But if they continue to want to be against us as individual members, then I can have my opinion on dealing with that. But as a whole, please, I implore everybody to practice some temperance. We will have to show some type of forgiveness to a certain extent, but I will also encourage folks to not forget, because what is going on, we must not repeat this, and we must not allow it to be repeated in this union in order for us to continue to move forward, to fight for contracts and to fight for our membership. And that's it.
Okay, Darren, that's a great point about temperance and about blind allegiance. And I'll come back to that in a second. So let's go to Terry. Go ahead, Terry. Hi, Terry. Okay, maybe Terry doesn't hear us. So that's the only hand that I see raised. Hold on one moment here. So listen, it's 8:22, and I know people are probably tired. Well, you should be. You go to work, you go home to your family, and then you got to deal with your union. Here's what I'll say to everyone. We're going to get through this. And I've told people, whether I'm the president or not, and I'm going to still be the president, we're going to get through this. I really believe that. But whether I'm the president or not, don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. And this is why voting matters so much. Voting matters in this country. Whoever knew that your vote in the union would matter this much? Whoever knew that voting in elections for a union, or even on the board of directors, that your vote, that one vote matters. Now, the blind allegiance part that Darren talked about, he's accurate. And I've asked a lot of you to trust me without you even knowing me. Because I said my spirit is correct. My sincerity is correct. Now you may say, hey, Richard, that delivery. Well, sometimes it's an eye catcher. But you don't forget about the things I say to you. And the reason why you don't forget about it is because I speak the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. And when they say, Richard, you're being too emotional, you're acting angry, and all those things that they say about people who look like me. They said Jesus in the Bible copped the attitude when he was throwing the money handlers out of the temple, out of his father's house, should I say. That's the only time that Jesus wasn't so calm, cool, and collective. If you believe in that. I do. But some of you don't. And so we know that there's no perfect people on earth. So what I ask people to do is to not give up on this union, to not give up on me. And all these emails that have gone out since February 27th, all these, I call it smear emails, to discourage you from believing in me. And they're trying to sell you on all these things that allegedly I've done wrong. Those emails are 1,000% lies. 1,000% lies. But they're trying to convince you that I'm the problem when you know in your heart, you and your spouse and your children know Richard's not the problem. Because Richard's too real. I laugh and I say all kinds of things on videos. You know, things that leaders don't say. But these same leaders haven't protected your paycheck ever. And these same people who say that they're for you are not for you. But you know I'm for you. You see how I'm having to fight the board of directors, some of them, some. How I have to fight some of these so-called Local 1000 leaders, some of them, not all of them. How I've been fighting Governor Gavin Newsom. How I've been fighting International, SIU International, Washington, D.C. Because they have people come on these calls too. Because I am a true union leader. That's who I am. Someone said something to me the other day, and they summed it up in one word. What do I do better than anyone else in this union? I agitate. When they agitate me, and I respond back to them, they can't handle it. Because they're not the master agitator. That's what a union does. It agitates. It doesn't concede anything. That's what a union does. That's why a union was created in this country, to agitate. Because you had to agitate to get management to understand that they couldn't work you past 8 hours in the day. They couldn't just work you and not pay you overtime, give you lunch breaks, rest breaks, give you a pension that has nothing to do with the stock market. They just couldn't treat you any kind of way. That's why unions were created. They weren't created for no social justice issue. They were created for financial justice. But we often know that financial justice leads into social justice. I've never said that before on video. So anybody who's watching this video all the way to the very end, you got some good stuff at the very end of this video. Money. That's how this country was created, based off of money, the pursuit of money, capitalism, land expansion, agriculture, money. And that's what a union does. They try to secure, they don't try, they should secure guaranteed wages for a specified period of time, absent of an unsafe work environment, absent from mistreatment of management. That's it. The contract and job representation. That's all a union should do. All this other stuff gets you, as Kay Tucker said, is a distraction. So we're going to stay focused. We're going to stay positive. Next Zoom meeting, next Wednesday night, 6:30. I'll send out an email. Make sure I have the right Zoom link. Somehow people said they didn't have the right Zoom link. It's been a pleasure. And make sure that when I send you these emails, send it to all your coworkers. Because I want to talk to new people. Because people need to hear the truth. And all these emails are going out by the union right now to our dues-paying members. Those emails are not correct. I didn't approve those emails. And they're creating more dissension and distrust than they are, quote, bringing us together. And even though they have this, quote, alleged chair and 3 VPs sitting together, pretending that they're a team, you wait till all this shakes out. You're going to find out really who's with who. And you're going to find out these people are not with each other. They're for themselves. All right. So today was March the 16th, 2022. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, your Local 1000 president. I want you to not lose hope. Don't lose faith. Don't ever, ever give up on your country. This country we call America, the U.S. of A. And please do not give up on Local 1000. I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart. Do not give up. There's no quitting in this great country. All right, I'm done. Love you. I'll talk to you later.